BBC Audiobooks presents Doctor Who and the Loch Ness Monster by Terrance Dicks. Read by Jon Culshaw. The Changing Face of Doctor Who. The cover illustration of this book portrays the fourth Doctor Who. Chapter 1. Death from the Sea. The oil rig called Bonnie Prince Charlie towered high above the moonlit sea. Its massive steel legs, set firm in their concrete foundations, seemed to defy the ocean, which lapped almost tamely round the base of the rig. It was a calm, clear night, silent, except for the persistent sighing of a chill wind. In the warmth and comfort of the rig's radio room, Jock Monroe stretched out in his chair, a mug of rum-laced cocoa in one hand, his radio mic in the other. He was ordering fresh provisions from the supply base on the Scottish mainland, more for the sake of a chat than because the matter was urgent.
Hey, and listen, Willie, the bloke say can you rustle up a few haggis and send them out with tomorrow's supply helicopter? The cookie is a Sassenach and doesn't he ken the first thing about him?
Grinning to himself, he waited for Willie to demand how the blankety-blank he was supposed to find haggis for 20-odd men at a few hours' notice. But Willie's reply did not come. The radio went suddenly dead. Jock jiggled the controls for a bit, cursed, and tried again.
This is Charlie Rig to Hibernian Control. Are you receiving? I say again, Charlie Rig to Hibernian Control. Do you read me?
The only reply was a high-pitched electronic burbling sound. Suddenly, the entire rig shuddered under a tremendous jolt. Monroe was thrown out of his chair and sent crashing against the door. As he struggled to his feet, there came a second jolt, and then another. The rig seemed to reel under a series of massive hammer blows. Monroe struggled to the RT set.
Mayday! Mayday! Hibernian Control and all shipping! The rig is breaking up!
Another tremendous blow tilted the entire cabin, sending the RT set crashing to the floor. Monroe struggled to the door and clambered out onto the catwalk. From all around he could hear the blaring of alarm signals, the shouts and screams of running men. Clinging to a steel girder, he gazed out at the moonlit sea. To his horror, he saw something huge, incredible, rushing through the water towards the rig. As it struck again, the impact sent the whole rig lurching. Monroe was torn loose from his girder and sent flying through the air. He struck the water with an impact that knocked the breath from him, and the cold, dark sea closed over his head. With a strange, wheezing, groaning sound, the blue police box materialized on the bleak, windswept hillside. The door opened, and 3 people emerged. First came a very tall man, untidily dressed in a strange assortment of vaguely bohemian-looking garments. A long, woolly scarf dangled round his neck, and a floppy hat was jammed on the back of a tangle of curly hair. He looked around eagerly, his eyes ablaze with interest. A broad, childlike grin spread over his face at the sight of the wild and unfriendly landscape. The 2 who followed from the police box didn't look quite so delighted. The first was a brawny young man, conventionally dressed in blazer and flannels. His handsome face with its square jaw, frank blue eyes and curly hair made him look like the hero of an old-fashioned adventure story. The slim, attractive girl who accompanied him shivered in the cold wind, turning up the collar of her jacket. The young man was Harry Sullivan, the girl Sarah Jane Smith. Both stared accusingly at their companion, that mysterious traveller in time and space known only as the Doctor. Sarah looked startled. "I thought you said we were returning to Earth." The Doctor abandoned his survey of the landscape to give her a look of guileless innocence.
This is Earth, Sarah.
"If you say so, Doctor." She didn't sound too convinced. Suddenly, the blue police box winked out of existence. Sarah clutched the Doctor's arm. "The TARDIS! It's gone!"
Sample complete. Ready to continue?